Hi, this is Master Game Pro, and I'm going to be doing a Let's Play with analysis of Super Mario 64. Now, if you're one of the two people who watched my previous Let's Play with analysis of Paper Mario, then you'll know what this is going to be like. But if you haven't, then this is basically going to be like I'm going to play through the game, and I'm going to point out any technical aspects I notice, any sort of design things. Just basically, I'm going to be looking at it from a programming perspective. So, if you're not interested in that, then here's your warning right now. And by the way, if you've been waiting for the next Paper Mario video, then yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be doing that. I mean, I'm not even sure if I'm going to be completing Paper Mario Director's Cut, so yeah, I don't know. So it's all on the table. So anyway, I'm just going to start off right now by looking at this title screen. You know, it's actually really weird because, I mean, it's just Mario's head, and I don't know. Like, it's a disembodied Mario head, and, like, I don't think anyone would have expected the game to start out this way. But it's interesting because it sets off the game with an upbeat sort of, like, very, like, it's not at all threatening. It's like a child game. Though, I mean, of course, like, anyone can enjoy it, but I mean, come on, this game is aimed for kids, so yeah. So I always wondered how to make the faces, and like only recently I learned that you could use the R button to hold the face in place. So yeah, jeez, this is really looking creepy. And also, if you push B and zoom out all the way, then you can actually move it even farther. Make it look even creepier. His face is like concave. Jeez. Anyway, I don't know. It's just a fun way to start off the game. So, yeah, I'm just gonna erase this file. We'll start off on here, fresh. You know, I wonder what this is supposed to be, actually. I've never really given it much thought, but I mean, this sort of looks like a wood paneling, like as you can see all these buttons. But like on this, like the background, I wonder what that's supposed to be. It almost looks like a plaque, sort of, like a plaque, maybe. I don't know. Like perhaps like one that would be like hanging in the castle or something. But you know, I don't know. Whatever. It's probably a little too much thought about this. So, if you listen right now...
Hey Mario, please come to the castle. I have baked a cake for you. Yours truly, Princess Toadstool. Peach.
It's pretty interesting because, I mean, this is one of the few games that actually had, like, voice in it. I mean, okay, lots of N64 games had, like, voice clips, I guess, but, I mean, this is, like, the first... This was one of the launch titles for the console, and, like... They set off a precedent of having like lots of voice clips, and I mean, I don't know. It's weird that they didn't end up really having many games with like many fully voiced games like later. It sort of seemed like they would have been building up to that, but whatever. I guess it's better they didn't have any games with like crappy voices. So yeah, so we're starting off. We're outside the castle. And like just at the very start of the game, they put you out here like outside just to play around, just to mess around, I guess. And you know, it's really crazy because I mean, this was one of the launch titles for the N64, and it was one of the first 3D games, really. I mean, there was like Star Fox for the Super Nintendo, and there were a few other games before, but I mean, this was one of the first like big 3D console games. So. I mean, really, it's really insane that they hit every nail right on the head just starting off. Like, the movement and freedom of control in this game is just insane, given that, like, this had, like, they had nothing to base this off of. I mean, like, just look at how much control there is. Like, you can move around, like, in any direction you want. Like, you can jump, like throw your body forward and tackle. There's all sorts of moves, punch, kick, combo. Like you can throw yourself, and then you jump up. Like you can stomp. There's like there's flips like that, a long jump. You can like wall jump too. Let's see. I'm gonna go over here so I can show you the wall jump. I mean, if you're one of the 2 people who hasn't played this game, then I'll show you the wall jump right now. I mean, yeah, it's so crazy. I mean, like most of us would take it for granted that this game like has such good controls, but I mean, think about the recent Mario games and how they really dumbed down the controls, like Super Mario Galaxy and Super Mario Galaxy 2, and even Super Mario Sunshine a little bit. Like, I mean, Super Mario Sunshine had great controls too, but I'd argue that this might have had the best controls. This might be the Mario game with the best controls. So, just while I'm here, actually, this is just something small, but it's something I've been kind of fascinated with recently. So, these games back then, they had like very limited like texture space, very limited like polygons. So like, yeah, they couldn't like save like baked texture maps, like baked lighting. Like they couldn't like have like shadows saved into the textures like how most games do nowadays. So it's interesting because if you look at the ground, like if I mean I don't know if you know how like 3D models work, but like polygons are basically like everything in 3D is made out of triangles. So like as you can see, like here's one triangle and here's the next one, and the way they did the lighting was like this one has like a lit up texture, and this one has like a dark texture. So it's just kind of fascinating how they got by like the memory limitations, and like it really does like help give the game like a much better like feeling of space. Like, a lot of other games just had like flat, like it just felt kind of flat if you just had like models without that sort of thing. So yeah, and one final thing I wanted to mention, like all these trees are just, I mean, if you look, like it rotates to match the camera. Like all these are just flat like walls, but they actually kind of do a decent job at looking like real trees. I mean, despite them just being flat. I mean, like, yeah, I mean, when you actually look at it, it kind of looks weird. But like, when you're not really paying attention to it, I mean, it does a really good job. And again, that's playing off of like the polygon limitations. Like, they couldn't have made like full trees back then, so they had to do this. Let's see. I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to mention. If I'm just going to be quiet right now, like, just listen in the background. There's birds, there's a waterfall, and the waterfall actually, it's based on like, it increases in volume and it changes sides, like, depending on like based on like 3D, like, or it depends on like which side of your headphones it's on. It depends on like on where it is relative to the camera. Like these are all like excellent like ways of setting up space and like establishing like the atmosphere. They're really tiny things you wouldn't really think of, but I mean they're so important and like to making the game feel right. Same with like the ground. Like if you hear right now it's dirt, then it's grass. I mean, really tiny things, and of course, when you hear about it, you're probably like, well, duh, of course they do that. But, I mean, it's just, there's so many things that you tend to forget. But, I mean, they're so important that it's just insane. Yeah, like, here's more, like, the shadows. And that, like, that guy, that was, like, I think his name's, like, Lakitu or whatever, I don't know. Like, he's like, the cameraman. If you see in the bottom right corner of the screen, there's that guy, and like it shows that like it's a free cam, I guess. Like he's in charge. If you hit R, then it's like Mario cam, and it's more like behind him. I don't know. It's just two different ways of having the camera. But yeah, like they actually they characterize the camera, and I mean that's something that like no other game really does, other than like first-person games. So it's just kind of interesting. So. Right now, we're in the castle. We can go like one of two places really. We can go. We can either go in this room, which is open, or we can go in these doors, which are also open. That door and this door. So there's not really many places we can go, but like they at least give you the option to explore. That's pretty weird, given that like in previous Mario game, in the first Mario game, which was designed by Shigeru Miyamoto, when Shigeru Miyamoto was working on that game, and also he was also working on Legend of Zelda at the same time, and he basically meant for them to be like mirror opposites of each other. Like one, like Mario was just like a linear sort of game where you knew exactly where to go, and then Legend of Zelda was like non-linear, and like basically like they would not tell you at all where to go. Like it was up to the player to just explore. So it's weird that like this game like kind of goes for like what Zelda meant to be. Like they give you the option to explore. So it's just kind of weird that like Mario adapted that way. And it's just like another thing is, I mean, like the transition from 2D to 3D that Mario made, it's just really weird when you think about it. Like adding all these moves, like making it like based on like collecting stars, like making it like so you have to explore. It's very it's not really the first sort of thing that would come to mind. I mean, in hindsight, I would say that it worked really well, but it would not at all have been my first like clue as to what to do. But I suppose that like exploration does suit, like 3D better suits exploration than like 2D like inspired like linear platforming games. So yeah, which makes Super Mario 3D Land kind of insulting, really. Like, I mean, I think a game like Super Mario 64 works a lot better than Super Mario 3D Land. So it's weird that they went back on what they originally sort of meant for the 3D Mario games to sort of be. I don't know. Just food for thought, I guess. So as long as I'm just like like talking about whatever and not actually playing the game, I'll just mention one more quick thing. Like see like his body, like his pink body is like the Bob-omb or whatever. His body is just like a circle, it's like a sphere sprite. You can tell because of the pixels on the sides, like it's jagged. It's interesting that they did it this way because I mean, like this was how, like again, this was like a way to save like polygons. Like rather than draw a whole sphere, they just they drew a sprite, so it works a lot better. So yeah, it's kind of fun to kill the Goombas now because you can actually like you can kind of throw them around. I mean, like of course you can just like stomp them as normal, but yeah, like when you attack them, like they fly in the air as you would expect. Like the transfer of like of energy and momentum into them really again helps to build like to make the world feel more like realistic. I wonder why that sign's there. I guess I don't know. I guess so kids don't get lost. Let's see. This thing always scared me when I was little. Jeez. Just yeah, it kind of like that piano too. In what was it? Like the Big Boo's Haunt or whatever. I have not played this game in forever. Let's see. You know, I never really understood the point of these. I mean, I think like I understand that like. Jeez. I understand that like. There's supposed to be like a guy with a cannon up there, and he's shooting these down at us. But I mean, it just seems kind of like pointless to have those bubbles launched. I think I've heard that they either can't spawn underneath the trees, or if they do spawn underneath the trees, then they'll pop up right on top of you. I'm gonna try that out right now. I've never given that a try. Well, that didn't work. Oh, okay, I think that was I think that's what it was. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I was wrong. That was just, I had to take a phone call. So, anyway. You know, again, yeah, I don't know what this is about. I've never really understood why they had this here. I mean, like, there's this gate you can open, but I mean, really, what's the point? I mean, it doesn't say open from level to level. So how does it really help in the, like, how does it, like, benefit the level to have that there? Maybe if you want to get quickly from here to there, but I mean, you can literally just walk back around, or if you want to open it up to use later. But I mean, really, like, if you're already up here, why would you ever, like, go all the way back and then come back? I don't know. Well, so yeah, so it helps to have, like, these balls, I guess, because you know that, like, there's something up there, like, chucking them down. You know, I never actually gave that much thought, actually. I guess that, like, it's supposed to kind of be like, maybe like the Bob-omb King or whatever. He's, like, throwing them down, maybe, kind of like kind of thing. It kind of reminds me of like Donkey Kong, I guess. Then again, I think they spawn from these little holes, so I don't really know. Oh, and like, as you're going up the mountain, you'll probably like as you're going up the mountain, like you'd probably jump in like to dodge one of the balls. So it's pretty interesting they did that, because when you sit there, it teleports you. So I have a feeling that was intended to, like, teach people that they can teleport in like a way that would kind of shock them. So okay, his name is Big Bob-omb. As you can see, his body too is a sprite, and yeah. This fight's kind of interesting. It prepares you for, like, the fight against Bowser, because you have to, like, go around his back. And I mean, there aren't really a lot of bosses in this game, but it's interesting they had, like, this one just sort of foreshadow the, like, the big, sort of like the main boss. This is sort of just a tiny little point, but, you know, I wonder why they picked stars. Like, I wonder why they chose not to have, like, stars as a power-up anymore. I don't know. I guess maybe invincibility stars didn't transfer very well into 3D platforming. And this too, like, you know, I wonder why they chose to offer the like, the player to save after every single star you collect. You know, it kind of gets tiring after a while when you've saved 30 times in one playing session. I guess maybe it's intended to, I don't know. Because, I mean, they could have been saving, like, they could have saved automatically. Like, that's not really that hard of a process to do. I mean, and it wouldn't even take that long. Like, they could easily have it they could easily have it so that you save, like, upon getting a star. Maybe take, like, a second to do at most. So I don't know why they did that. So right now we have a star, so let's just go do the slide. It's like my favorite star to do. And then once we're done with this, I guess that'll be the end of the video. So let's see. What does this room really look like? Is it... Huh. Never really bothered to look at the ceiling. Yeah, so like, this was one of those like really surprising sorts of parts of the game, I guess. I mean, I don't really remember it like playing it for the first time all too well, but I'm pretty sure I remember like doing this and just being like utterly surprised that you could slide down. I mean, when you really think about it, like, it's not really something you'd really think about. I mean, like, you can think of like sliding in the original Mario games, but it wasn't exactly like, it was fun, I guess, a little, but it wasn't really like something they made a big deal about. But I'm glad that they like really like, it's something that they made like a whole lot of fun in this game, and I really wish they did that again. I really wish it was something that they had brought back in previous in the future titles. Anyway, it's been like nearly 20 minutes, so I think it's probably good. So yeah, if you like this video, then like it and subscribe. If you don't, then sorry for wasting your time. Yeah, I don't know. Thanks for watching. See you next time.